Welcome to My Backstage Pass with your host, Billy Hubbard, and I'm Lee Zimmerman. And today we have the pleasure of speaking with Wildeyes. You're all the way here from Nashville, right?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, how you guys doing? You haven't been out playing much, I reckon.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No. It's been since March.
Yeah, we had a show in March, the day that they kind of declared.
Yeah.
Everything was a mess.
The day Live Nation put everything on,
on hold. So are you up to speed though? I imagine you've been rehearsing at least. You're not going to be rusty, are you? When you get back
Tonight,
up?
I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, you're doing a show here at the station in Louisville, Tennessee. So this is sort of the big. What's it been like? Almost 6 months, I guess, for you, right?
Yeah.
And are you geared up, ready to rock?
We are ready to rock.
We're excited. I don't know if that means geared up, but we're definitely
geared up.
It's just exciting.
We're happy to be
play
playing.
The people again instead of phone.
There are going to be people there, right?
Yeah. We have had to cut back a bit, half of our crowd, but this is our first show at the station since last November. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is a little radical, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Like,
we're
are you
radical.
going to get some hate on this?
Well, we're experimenting with this
Are we
show.
gonna get some hate on this?
So we'll see what happens with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep the crowd in shape and calm down. You know.
I mean, I'm all about. It's more rock and roll if it's radical, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Billy, are you geared up? I mean, I asked them the question, but they've been at it. They haven't been at it since March. You haven't had a show here at the station since November. So the question should be, are you geared up?
Well, gear-wise, we're geared up, but we're a little bit wondering how it's going to work out, you know, because we spaced the seats out and as best we could. So we're following the safety protocols, and we're technically an outdoor venue, so you know that's supposed to be the best way to go. So,
Yeah. Gotta be
but
safe.
also I was going to say, thing about an audio podcast, no one knows who these voices are. Of course, I'm Billy, but that's the
I
female
introduced
voice we know.
us. They know now.
Yeah, they know who I am.
They know now. It's no mystery.
Well, I mean, of course, Emily is the female voice.
Yes.
And
Then this is Max.
yeah, I was going to say,
This is Daniel.
no,
Oh,
everybody
you
has to
made your
do
voice
have.
lower, Daniel.
Oh wait, hold on.
What?
This is Max.
Yeah, lower. This is Daniel.
Now the audience has to follow their voice recognition in their own head.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes. So why don't we start out, for those who don't know about the band, tell us a little bit about what you do. I mean, you're in the realms of Americana, and you've got your latest single. Plug your latest single.
Plug it. How do I forget how to
plugging
do
it?
that?
You're
Our latest single is In a Heartbeat,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
right before that was American Made.
American Made.
And
Beautiful song.
oh,
yeah.
thank you. And it's a little bit of a move from the first record, but a little more rock and roll. Go ahead. I just was going to bring the song, and you guys can feel free to talk about it.
Well, I will say that with American Made, it kind of is starting to usher in a new. It's going to be part of our upcoming record.
Great.
We're working on, but then a tornado hit Nashville.
Yes.
And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
Started tapping on
A tornado went through our producer's house and destroyed it.
Wow.
So it was,
The roof off.
yeah, we literally went, and
Wow.
we couldn't find him because the house was literally gone.
the whole neighborhood was
Yeah.
flat.
So I was like, I couldn't make. It was actually that school that got hit. He was right next door to that school.
Oh man.
Wow.
So
we
then,
were
yeah,
pulling
then
gear out early that next morning.
yeah, we went and pulled everything out of his place, and it was a nightmare.
But he's
And then-
building his new studio now, and when that's done, hopefully we'll be able to start working on the rest of the
record.
record.
Luckily, he had his hard drive in a bulletproof, weatherproof safe.
hard
Excellent.
drives.
Yes,
lots
hard
of hard
drives,
drives.
lots and lots of
Yeah.
hard drives. So
Excellent.
nothing was lost. as far as
Nobody
that.
was hurt.
No, he and his
No.
wife ran down in the basement.
They just made it to the
Yeah.
basement though.
Roof was flying
Really?
off. as
They
were
just
like,
made it to the basement.
Yeah.
He was like, we looked out the window and it looked green, and we've heard that's bad, so we went. And right when they went down, and he was about to close the door, and right when he went to close it, the roof ripped off and it ripped the door out of his hand, and just
Oh my gosh.
said it
Sounds
was
like a
crazy.
scene from The Wizard
It
of
does.
Oz.
yeah. I think they still have
Right.
like post-traumatic
They
stress
do.
from it.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Well, how many albums have you had to date? So let's go over your discography here.
With this band, we just have the one full
Right.
record, and then we
Okay.
have the couple of singles. We wish we had more. We probably would have a record out if it weren't for the pandemic. So it's we're still working on record 2.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, we're a pretty young band, I would say.
4 years old. We're a little older.
We're just
about
toddlers.
You're a baby band.
We're a
aren't you?
toddler
You're a
band.
baby band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
throwing tantrums.
Do we have to
breaking
nurse you
things.
or change?
Preferably,
diapers?
We're
preferably
in
nursing.
the
would be
worst
best.
stage of toddler right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're keeping us up at night, but in a good way through your music.
exactly.
What a comeback on that
Always.
line.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I really, you guys have a cool name. I mean, have you always been? No, you haven't always been Wildeyes. I think I
No.
remember you had some
We
other.
used to be Scripts Kitty.
And no one knew what we were saying.
Yeah.
What, you're just about to ask what?
What?
Say that again? And that's
Yeah.
why
Does that one work?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were going to
Say
ask
what?
us what we said and what it means
How
and
to
how to
spell
spell
it,
it and
yeah.
all that. And
That's
we got
right.
sick of those questions. so-
SCRIPTKIDDIE.
Somebody must like kitties.
No, it was a podcast that I listened
KIDD,
to.
yeah, not TT.
Oh,
about
I'm sorry.
4
like a
years
child,
ago.
like a toddler.
Yeah.
Amateur computer hackers. What
Yeah.
it means.
Yeah.
Well,
It's very
yeah.
nerdy of us. We were
We
very
felt like
heavy.
hacks at the genre we were approaching, so
Yeah.
that's why we named the band that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
that's
I
about as far as
respect
that
kitties. I mean, I
joke
don't
is.
dislike them. I just, I figured that some of my mind, my daughters, I got 2 daughters in there that love kitties, and so,
Oh, that's nice.
so yeah,
more
like,
dog.
I'm more of a dog. Yeah.
they kept.
Me too.
My little girl was praying for a kitty one time, and so she said, "Oh God!" As I walked by her bedroom when she was little, I said, "Okay, I had to be God in that situation." I gave her a kitty. The next thing you know, me and the kitty are changing light bulbs together and building woodworking, and they were building furniture and stuff.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
that's the way it works with.
You know,
Fathers.
Billy,
That's
when they said that you have to space the seats, they didn't, space it out. They didn't mean that you have to space out.
Oh yeah. Well, I was reading the rules, and it said,
Okay, well, space out. Okay,
Space Cadet.
but
Sound
I
for
have to
that?
ask you,
Is there a sound from Space Cadet?
space.
It's this one.
"Oh wait, yeah. Oh, here's my bed." Oh yeah. Now we have our first edit.
Love it. So how did you guys come up with the name? Where's
Oh,
That
God.
band
That
name.
almost broke
the,
us
yeah
up,
the band
actually.
Wild Eyes?
Yeah.
Wild Eyes.
We
like-
actually pulled.
We
a
almost
bunch of
killed each other.
We did. We actually pulled 3 different names.
Yeah.
In different age groups. We pulled about over 100 people.
Really?
Yes, asking them which name they liked, and we had.
Well, I
little
mean, we
pictures and.
there was a lot of lead up time to that to get it down to
Yes,
3, which I
that's
don't even remember what the other ones were. At
Yeah,
this
I was
point.
going to ask you what were the
The
other
other ones were
ones.
the.
It was a dark time.
Homesteaders?
Try not to think about it.
Homesteaders.
I'm so sorry to bring it up.
It was
Yeah, you wanted to be.
naming the band was
you
not
wanted to be the Homesteaders.
naming the band was not a pleasant
Holy
experience.
smokes!
I did
Holy
like that one.
smokes! You liked
That's
Holy
the one I
Smokes.
pushed for was Holy Smokes.
All right. Were you pushing for Homesteaders?
No, I was pushing for. I think I was pushing for Wild Eyes. I
don't
didn't.
remember.
I never came up with any good names.
Oh.
I was. Yeah, I was.
Did anybody have all 3 of you got? Who's got the wildest eyes? I mean, I'm trying to
The
figure it
Wild
out.
Stallions.
The wildest eyes.
I
The
The
wildest
wildest
eyes.
eyes. That's her when she's wearing her contacts.
That's
Yeah.
true. I've got these contacts
Oh.
that make all my eye black. It's very
Oh,
creepy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty
wow.
Very
That,
creepy.
that is cool. It's scary cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
They only last 6 months. I have to order them from China, so it takes a long
looks
time.
cool.
You know
It's
what?
just-
Let's not go
Ordering,
there.
yeah.
Let's
we
not go
should
there. Let's not go there.
You don't know what's in those.
Yeah, right.
They were.
We can edit that out, right?
If you look at the music video for
Yes.
American Made, she's
Yes.
wearing those contacts. So
Yes.
for the audience listening, just go click on American Made, and you can see those contacts.
That's about as
There's-
wild as the eyes get.
Yeah.
It kind of
I
looks
think.
like.
Not a very
So-
literal name,
No,
but
no, it was just.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
was.
why how we came up with it. We were just trying to figure out words that were just easily.
Yeah, no, it's
you know,
a good
it's like
name.
you
It
say
flows.
something, they know what you're saying, they can spell it, they can look you up. It was
It's more
Yeah.
pragmatic.
another-
It's more pragmatic than anything else we ever do as a band.
right.
The
And I think it's-
Pragmatics. That would be a good
It-
name.
that's what we
actually
should have
is
named
a good
ourselves. But
name.
after naming yourself Script Kitty and having no one understand the band name, it changes what you actually think about when you're naming a band. It's like,
Yeah.
can they just get it? Can they just, when they leave the show, can they actually know who they were watching? That's
Yes.
really what we cared about.
Yes.
Well, also we wanted to find a name that didn't keep us in one genre specifically.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's why the Homesteaders didn't work.
Or Holy
Yeah.
Smokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It'd be very
She
country.
thought Holy Smoke sounded Christian.
Yeah, we
Which
didn't
one?
want it to be
Holy
overly
smokes.
overly descriptive, or at least
Oh.
for people to think that it was overly descriptive genre-wise.
Yes.
Some bands you hear and you're like, yeah, I've already heard that band before. I don't want to listen to that band.
You know, I was just watching. We were just watching something last night. A little bit of the ZZ Top documentary on Netflix, and that's me and their sound guy. Anyway, they were talking about how they came up with their name, and they were looking at all the signs, you know, like BB King and different, you know, simple first and last. So anyway, they combined. I forgot it was the posters they were looking at. They went with ZZ, and then they said, "Well, yeah, but we want to be at the top of the poster," so they named themselves ZZ Top.
That's great. I
That's
love
very
it.
good. Yeah.
I love it.
So, you know, names, and you guys are really good about your, you know, stage appearance. Of course, there's a lot of artists, you know, they'll just all dress up in their shorts and their tennis shoes and just ragged clothes,
Oh,
and they
that's
don't realize.
the boys. The boys are the boot. They have
Oh.
the stylish.
Sorry, I didn't notice you guys. Wait a minute.
Well, today
Okay.
we're going khaki shorts and New Balances, so I
Oh
hope
my
that doesn't.
God.
But you're all in black. That says something. You're all in black.
Well, yeah,
It's
you can
like
go. Okay, I see.
a little
You.
ominous.
Well, I
There's-
just
when you
know
have
that's important, you
mystery
know,
and
for
intrigue in a show. I feel like if you can try to transport people away from reality,
Yes.
No,
that's an
don't-
important.
It's a good
Don't
thing
let them
these
fool you.
days.
They
Yeah.
haven't. It's been 6 months of inside the house, and they need to hide the extra poundage.
I think we like
Black.
our listeners to fear us before they enjoy our music.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like just we like our listeners to fear us first.
Oh my gosh.
Any
Do you
emotion
want
you
them
can
to
pull
fear
out of
you
them.
or love
Intimidate
you?
the listener.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, right.
good.
If you can scare them
Showbiz
into liking
axiom.
you,
That's right.
you need to scare them into it.
Yes. Scare them, intimidate them, make them fear you.
That's right. Well, think about how much more memorable a life moment is after you've just been terrified. You're so
Yes.
thankful to be alive, and it's just like we just try to bring that on the stage. You know?
Yes.
It's like a tornado.
And you
Tornado
remember it
comes
forever.
through.
Too
Yes.
soon.
The
Too soon.
next bottle of bourbon you drink, you're like, this is the best bottle of bourbon I've ever
Yes. Makes you appreciate
had.
what
No
you
one
have.
actually knows if we're any good
You really
because
can
it's
fool
kind of
people
like
that
being
way.
on a drug. It's like we freak them out, and then they're at our mercy.
That
Yeah.
is-
You know?
Well, as far as your the way you look, you know, the outfits or how you dress. I always heard, you know, I heard once it said if you like leave the stage and go out in the audience, people are supposed to figure out that you're still the band, you know, spot you.
Yes.
So, and I remember when I was young, I didn't do that. So I was somewhere and I thought, I'm not going to do that. And someone asked me to get them a drink. It was, you know, the bar, and they thought I was just a worker. So I said,
Oh,
well,
how awful.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Went and got them a drink and brought it back. And so next time I'm going to dress a little different, you know. But
Yep.
anyway, you guys.
That's true. Actually,
Yeah, that's key.
Early on,
Key. You want people buying you drinks after the show,
Yes.
not asking you to go get them a drink.
Right. But there's nothing wrong with being a band of the peoples.
Oh,
a
that's
band
true. Absolutely.
that you can connect with a common everyday
That's true.
individual.
That's true.
You know, there's nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
no doubt.
true.
No doubt. That's an approach as well. But scaring them is a little better, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, you're really stuck on that idea, aren't you?
Yeah. We went the other way. We're just if we can be as unapproachable as possible.
Good.
It's
Yeah. Well, tell us now. You have been friends for a very long time, right? You were childhood friends, weren't almost?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No. Okay.
it feels like it sometimes.
It feels like
We actually
we're-
live on the same. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I cut
Well, I
you
was
off
just gonna
there.
say it feels like we're siblings.
Yeah, sometimes
okay,
it
so
does.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, when you spend that much time in confined space with someone,
Yeah.
you really want to rip each other's heads off.
Yeah. At times.
Well, here again, you're getting scary again.
Well,
I'm
man,
terrified.
We gotta stay in character. We're
It's
about to
just
play
the
a
boys.
show.
Let's
It's
move on.
just the
We're about
boys.
to play a show.
Let's move on.
I'm
We're,
very
It is
nice. I'm
raining
very
outside, so
approachable.
maybe when the sun comes out, things will brighten up a bit.
It is 2020. so
conversationally.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we live on the
that's true.
same street.
Do
So,
you really?
We're neighbors.
Yeah,
3
we're
doors
neighbors.
down.
And so we spend a lot of time around each other, kind of inevitably. Even if we don't choose it.
Oh, that's adorable.
We share
This
a
is
lawnmower.
It's adorable. It
You-
got
you
sweet
share a
really fast.
lawnmower?
We actually do share a lawnmower.
We have a payment plan. We're on a payment plan
Sure.
for a lawnmower that we share.
It is true. I get
Ooh, that's a great idea.
I get a text message from Max's wife about once a month that just says mower. And that means I have to pay her.
It's time to pay.
And sometimes
And Daniel
I'm just
always
like,
tries to forget that there's
sometimes
a payment.
I'm just like,
You're,
really?
you're paying off this mower?
Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, you only ever contact me when you want money. What does this relationship become?
Oh, dear. Is it a riding mower?
It is. Oh, it's,
Yeah, it's a
zero,
zero
turn. Come on.
We have acre.
We don't mess around.
Lots.
Okay. Well, that's why you're paying it off.
That's
because
right.
you can go to the Walmart and buy a mower for $100 or less.
That's too much work.
Too much
Can't buy
yard.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much yard.
Y'all gave me a business idea, so you can buy a mower and lease it to a community, maybe.
Yeah.
For so much.
Yeah, like a street of people.
Why don't we do that? We'll make more money doing that than we do making
Music.
music.
That's true.
Yes, you
That'll be the
could.
money maker,
Landscaping.
and we'll just do the music thing.
You could do yard work, basically, is what you're
Actually,
saying.
I'm pretty sure there are
There's a
bands
band in Nashville.
that did that with this whole
Oh,
quarantine
no, there
thing.
is.
They just turned their band into a lawn service.
I have a friend.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's a musician and
Yeah.
a great musician with a great band, but during the day he does lawns.
Yep.
Nothing else. He doesn't do hedges. He doesn't do, landscaping. He
Just lawns.
yeah, that's his source of money making.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think of this earlier?
You got to have something.
You have to have something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle of the time.
Well, let's ask you something about your music, because kind of that's what we're here for.
Right.
So what are your influences? What is your inspiration? How did you kind of decide on the direction that you go in? Wow, a serious journalistic question.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
tough-
very proud
He's
to
a
have asked that.
professional wordsmith.
That's a
Hey.
tough question.
There's a lot of depth.
Who wants to hit that one?
How do we decide?
The origins of your sound and
Yeah.
style, and what inspires you and takes you where you go musically.
It's a interesting question because I feel like it's ever changing.
Okay, that's a good answer, actually.
And I think maybe that's true of a lot of musicians. I actually just read a Rick Rubin quote that said that you can't go forward or back to sounds. Like, you got to stay true to the moment that you are as an artist. It's not like it's worse or better,
Yeah.
So when you go back to a previous sound, it's almost like going backwards, in a way. So
Yeah.
It's a little bit like dying.
Oh,
know?
here we go again. You're really out of breath.
No, I think. Sorry, I'm the guy that brings it down.
come on, man.
Just making it real. Real.
That was Daniel by the way.
That was Max.
Daniel's
Max is always bringing it
responsible
down.
for bringing us down.
Jeez, Max. All right. Yeah, I would say that we all have very eclectic, just especially between the three of us, influences, and they all somehow make their way out in the music,
They all rear their ugly heads.
which hopefully makes what we do somewhat unique. It takes a lot of
Arguing.
if a song makes it to the stage, then it has
There has been
undergone rigorous what do you call it, refinement, I guess.
A nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
Now, are
We,
you guys? I may be wrong, but an artist told me they wrote a song every day for a year. Was that?
Max writes 4 songs every hour for
Somebody
his
did
whole
that for
life.
you.
so,
Yeah, it's a kind of a problem.
yeah.
One every day.
There's no lack of songs.
Oh.
Yeah, there's two. It's actually two
Too
built
many.
up, and then actually I've almost decided recently that we should just write songs only together.
What? No.
Yeah, he did.
no,
This is new.
no,
This is news to us.
This is
It just came out.
You're
now.
hearing it
only
here
because
first.
there's too much, and during the process, like, it takes so long. The process takes so long, so songs just get built up in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I just have a hard time like figuring out what's good, what isn't good, what does the band need, what should I co-write with someone else in
We're
town.
all different songwriters. We write
are.
songs very differently. So it's the songs that the band ends up playing or recording are definitely always a product of the band. Like, there's never a time where the song was just this person. It just wouldn't. That's just not the way the band functions. Even if the song is primarily, even if the whole verse and the whole chorus, that often will come from one person or maybe most of the song. But when it gets to the band, the arrangement is so integral to what we do.
Right.
So it definitely undergoes some changes. The songs that Max, I think we've only really, truly in the Nashville since co-written one song, and we almost killed each other.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
So,
That's
but
true.
it's a lot of people's favorite song. So maybe
What
that's
song was that?
Empty Love.
Okay.
Maybe that's the price to pay for good songs.
Crazy in the Blood was pretty co-written.
Bloodshed.
So you guys don't
that
go
was
out of.
fun though. Crazy in the Blood was fun.
That was early.
And
That was early
truly
on.
split.
That was
We
early
didn't-
on.
we
Do you,
didn't-
do you guys go out of your trio kind of group to with other songwriters much, or
No, I've
You don't-
never.
I only recently have started doing that, and it's only because I found
That's also
out.
news to us. This is, you heard it here. No, I'm just kidding.
I told you.
I'm just kidding. We know. We
I
knew
told
about
you.
that.
It's only because like I found out that my wife is pregnant with twins.
oh yeah,
We don't have any
congratulations.
kids.
That is also news to us. What the? No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
So little COVID babies coming.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out other side hustles to do. Especially we're grounded right now, being home, and
I had an uncle. His name was Ovid, and he's passed away now. He was a World War II vet, and he was a musician. Played. My mom had a band that toured the South in the '40s called the Tennessee Partners. Anyway, so his name Ovid. After he passed away, I thought, you know what? I never heard anybody in my life named Ovid.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
a name.
Some philosopher, right? Was there some Greek philosopher named Ovid? Maybe. But anyway, I
Pretty
thought-
close to
I'm not-
COVID.
I'm not saying you should name your kids Ovid with,
Ovid and COVID.
Little
Good
close to
one.
COVID during
COVID. Yeah.
but crossed my mind.
Yeah.
They are girls.
Let's hope they don't take that advice.
Yeah, don't
right.
take that.
You know the gender?
They're girls. Yeah.
2 girls.
2 girls. Wow.
2 girls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's good.
Great. I get to be an aunt.
yep. So
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
cool.
get an RV
ATM.
and bring them on the road
Bring 'em.
when everything opens back up, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
Do you have names in mind?
actually, yeah, we just decided on
Oh,
Ivy May.
oh, wow. It's public now.
What'd
All
you call
right.
Told you guys already.
Yeah,
though.
And we're live.
You're telling
Excuse
the
me,
world.
what did you say that name was?
Ivy May.
Oh wow, I
Ivy
thought you
May.
said I thought you said Ida May because
Oh,
this house that we're recording in right now, which is behind the venue, the station. This was the lady that lived here's name was Ida May, IDA
No way.
May.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
That's
thought
very
you,
close.
you gave me
That's very
goosebumps for a minute.
That's a
She-
sick name.
Ivy May. Yeah, but
Ivy
Ida
May.
is a cool name too.
Yeah, that's
so
weird.
Ivy May is the first one. The
Yeah.
second one is it's 2 girls. So Eden Lazar. Is the second one.
Eden Lazar.
Yeah, Lazar is my family.
Lazar's
it's
a
my
family
old
name.
family name.
How about
Jewish.
Lily Lazar?
That's cool.
Be a
Actually,
flow.
Lily is in my family too.
Okay,
my
well,
wife-
thank
we're-
me later.
I mean, we're already
did the
settled
baby
on
just
it,
get
so you're gonna have to talk to
renamed?
my wife about that one.
The baby just got renamed.
I
Lily.
didn't realize this was a forum.
Guess we got to get
Well,
used.
we
guess
had
we
a
got to
whole
get.
discussion about the name of the band. We might as well get into the name of the kids now too.
We better
This will
start
be
getting
our
used to Lily. That's all I'm saying.
Themed podcast.
There was one other thing I forget. You guys, the last time you were here, I can't remember. You've been here.
It was fall of last year.
How many times
This
y'all
is the
been
third
here?
time.
This is our
This is
Third
the
time.
third.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's because you really are incredibly different and good in a good way. And so,
Scary way.
but we thought, a lot of us, and people I talked to after the show, you were different in the way that you have on. I was wondering if you'd been trained in theater or something, because your whole, there's hardly anybody that I've seen, and I've been around music my whole life, that who sings with their whole body, performs. I mean, it's just some cool motion that you have that's unique to you guys as far as I've seen.
Well, babe,
And-
you were like the star of your high school.
Yeah.
Sound
You a
of Music.
thespian?
I was a thespian.
Oh.
Yeah. In high school.
Yes, he
Be
was. He
proud.
was Max
Oh,
in the
high
Sound
school.
of Music.
No, you
Yes,
were.
Yes, he
I
was.
have thespian tendencies.
Get out of here.
He had a solo and everything.
You're lying.
No,
No, I
not
promise. I
Were
promise.
you a thespian?
Max, we got to have more
I would-
podcasts. You can learn a lot about
I
your
would-
bandmates.
I would, there's so much we're learning. Max is
know.
having twins. I'm a thespian. Wow, what kind of show is this?
It's all revealing, We
It
bring
really
out the
is.
truth.
This
That's
should be
what
called
we're
the
all
reveal
about
or
here.
something.
There are no secrets.
We don't have any formal training. I mean, I was in plays in high school.
You were a
but,
thespian.
I was a thespian. Yeah.
Own up to it.
I still like to think of myself as one more of like a closet thespian, but
Well,
You can be an athlete and a thespian? That's the thing.
I was.
Special treatment.
It's true.
Yeah,
Because he was like a
contradictory
star
things.
athlete in high school too.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was like the whole town worshipped him because he
Really?
could stand up.
Have you noticed how brilliant we are at not addressing any of your questions? Just, it's almost like we've been doing this for a really long time.
Y'all
We
need
just-
to run
we-
for office.
We just talk about whatever we want to talk about. Let me take the opportunity to answer that question with whatever my agenda
He
is.
doesn't want to
I
talk
forget
about his
the question.
basketball
What was the
career.
question?
He's
Nobody
evading
knows.
his basketball career. That's all. This
Nobody
is.
knows anymore. Oh, the whole thespian deal.
Yeah.
So we early on we talked about how the physical nature of what we do, that was pretty intentional. And then after a while of rehearsing that, it just kind of becomes what you do. And tonight is going to be quite a bit different from what you're used to
Oh yeah.
and what we're used to. So we'll see. I have a feeling some of that will just naturally happen, even though it's not as
Right.
demanding. Because when you're playing, we used to play around one microphone exclusively, and that demands
Oh
a
right.
lot of
yeah.
movement.
I think last time you did, you had the
Yeah.
which one was it? Myrtle or
Myrtle.
Yes, you're right.
Myrtle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sounded actually that was pretty good though. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was
And
that was
Max's
fascinating.
uncle was a ballerina, so it's kind
Oh,
of
that's true.
What?
No, that's
was
a,
in the
it's a
Russian
grand,
ballet.
it's a grandfather actually.
My
great.
great
Your
grandfather.
great.
It was
But
about.
I actually look just like him.
He was a what?
He's a ballerina or
Is it-
ballerino.
I don't think a ballerino. I don't think they.
He was in the Russian ballet. I don't know what
Really?
you call that,
I
but
think you call it a
yes.
thespian.
No,
You're getting naughty.
Good one, bro.
That's just one of my favorite words. I'm so glad it came up naturally, and I didn't
I
bring
brought
it
it up, and I'm
But now,
regretting it.
now that it's up, it's game. It's fair game.
It's fair game.
So,
So,
yeah.
for those of you who haven't seen the band, really trying to steer this here, how would you describe your stage persona? A deep sigh. I love it when you ask questions and you're answered by a deep sigh.
we just move with the music.
Okay.
You know,
Oh gosh.
Okay.
just don't oh gosh me. What you come up with an answer then?
I mean, it's fine. It was like that's the answer a publicist would come up with. I feel like
Yes, you should let me talk more.
That's what they're looking for.
that's the answer that's gone through some sort of committee.
But you probably do you
My
really even
brain.
think about it though? That's the
No, we don't think.
that's what I was going to say. If
No,
you don't
we
think about it, that's why I think it comes across well.
I will say this: it was a necessary thing when we first started because we were dancing around one mic, and a lot of times, like we were playing festivals and things like that, where we didn't even plug in our instruments. So it was
Really?
really a
Wow.
bad situation for us because I had to get my guitar heard, he had to get his dobro heard,
I had
she
to
had to
not-
get her voice and her violin heard,
And
Not
I did
every
not
venue-
poke them in
and
the
we're
eye
all
with
sharing
violin.
one mic.
Not
So
every venue
Wow.
has as good of a sound man as the station. So
That's true. That's true.
if the sound guy doesn't
yeah.
know how to get enough gain out of your, or the room's bad, you're gonna be doing it's gonna be a night of exercise basically.
Yeah, but the necessity is Emily's playing a violin solo, but my guitar still has to be heard. And
No, it
Daniel's
doesn't.
over here taking up his space. She's going to poke me in the eye if I don't move at the exact right moment on the right beat.
That was interesting last
Really?
time. I wish
Yeah.
folks could see. Or actually, I think they maybe did. I post y'all allowed me to do your video of your
Yeah,
show.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, which
No,
is
you'll be
on,
hearing from our lawyer shortly.
It's Billy Hubbard Music. I forgot what my YouTube channel is, but it does have about 3 or 4 million views now. So yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. Sorry about that. I'll be cashing checks. No, just kidding. I don't know what your particular one has, but I did share. Yeah, I appreciate y'all because you guys were you are like flowing there. That was interesting. But I remember. I don't know if Lee knows this, but she was touring. Well, you have to remind me, Hoser. What's the guy you was touring with?
Hosier, yeah.
With
Say
who?
his name right.
Hosier, yeah.
Hosier.
Uzier.
Hosier.
Hosier, take
Isn't
me to
that
church.
somebody that
Take me to
comes from
church.
Indiana? They're Hoosier.
No,
It's like
close.
that, but no.
It was a Z, right?
It's the Irish version of that.
I've heard of
The
him.
guy's
Yeah.
Irish.
But that was amazing. I know that was a good opportunity for you. And I mean, I know you guys probably weren't there, were you?
They came to a couple.
Yeah, we got the
shows.
shaft big time.
Oh,
We
my
went
gosh.
and hung out with the band a
Jealous.
few
The
times.
Shaft, yeah.
Bitter.
It was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
It was a necessary thing, because it was such a good opportunity for Emily.
Yeah.
But man, when she called me over and told me, it was like, wow, what is the
We
band
basically-
gonna break up now?
We basically told her choose Hosier or us?
Oh my gosh.
She chose
She
Hosier.
hosed you. Hosed
she hosed
ear,
us.
hosed
She Hosiered us.
So she left y'all with a lawnmower, the zero-turn
She
lawnmower.
out-jazeered you.
We actually, yeah, right.
I mean, no, I thought when she said, "Hey, I got to do this," I was like, "Okay, that's the end of the band."
Yeah. That's when we put up. That's when we would put up flyers all around Nashville saying we need a lead singer. Have you ever seen those
Oh
around
my
all the coffee
goodness.
shops?
Lead singer.
Oh, yeah.
We had some interesting
Auditions.
things. Interesting auditions. That's the word I was looking for.
If anyone
turned out-
actually, we're still looking. If anyone is listening,
We actually asked. We
Do you
asked a
see what I
number.
have to put up with?
No. We asked a number of
Constant
of replacements, and they all turned us down. So we ended up having to take her back. But
Well, folks maybe not realize that you play. Let's see, now what's it? I know I kind of know sort of the answer, but a lot of people don't realize violin, viola, fiddle. I did a music video years ago, and a guy, I didn't even know what a viola was. he
it's
played
okay.
he played a violin part or fiddle part. Well, what do you call yours?
Mine, I just call it a violin. That's
Violin.
what it. I mean, a viola is a separate instrument. It's a little bit bigger, and it,
Different tone or something.
yeah, a much different.
Oh.
Tone. It's a little bit deeper, but not quite as deep and robust as the cello. It's actually kind of muffled.
Yeah, but it looked like it was small though. The viola was small like a.
So the viola is a little bit bigger than
Oh,
a
it's a
violin.
little, oh, okay. But I
Yeah.
mean, you still hold it like
Yeah,
this.
you still hold
It's
it
not
up
like
on
a
your
cello.
chin.
shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of. I mean, it's great in an orchestra. You know, it kind of fills those inner parts, and it brings a lot more color. It doesn't really poke through quite nicely in a band. You know, a violin can get really high, and they're a little more pointy. Their tones, a little sharper. So it's not often used. It also, not a lot of people play the viola. It's not as fun.
really?
You don't get the fun
Well,
parts in the
so
orchestra.
it was
So,
special video on it. I
You're
didn't realize
very
how
special,
special
yeah.
it was.
Are you classically trained?
a little bit. I mean, when I went to college, I really couldn't read music.
Yeah.
But I had a really good ear, so I think I
Uh-huh.
kind of like faked it for. I mean, I got in, and then once I got there, I was like, oh, I needed to learn this. I was looking. My stand partner in college, which is the person sitting next to you in orchestra, I would just kind of try to make my bow match his because the conductor's everyone's playing the same bowings. So I'd never
Right.
done that before. That was a trip, and he just would look at me, and I'd be like, I'm just trying to watch your bow. I just need to know.
It's kind of like
which way."
cheating on
It was
a
cheating.
test or
It is-
something.
Yeah.
You're
it is
looking
cheating.
at
pretty
your-
rock and roll.
It is.
Yeah.
She's
But
really good at
I
oral
figured it
skills, not so much at theory.
Great
You're
baby.
good
She's good at theory
I
now.
have a
Now
theory
she
student.
is.
I'm
theoretically.
officially a theory teacher. Thank you.
Cool.
Theory teacher.
Wow.
I teach theory.
You teach theory?
Yeah, I have
Like Einstein's theory of
Yes.
relativity?
Yes.
Exactly.
I have one
Well,
student,
I'm glad I nailed that.
That's right. That's right.
and it's one of my new jobs in COVID. Is
Really? Teaching theory?
teaching.
Max and I started a lawn mowing company.
Yeah, I know.
I teach theory, but my
Gotta pay
teaching
off that milk.
is, like I said, everything's a theory unless you confess.
Confess. Yes.
It's true.
Different kind of theory, Billy.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So do you teach via Zoom? How are you teaching?
It's
now?
just the one student, so I
Oh,
just
just
go.
one
I go to
student.
his house, and I just a couple hours of my time. We're
Well,
trying
it's
to
a
get
start.
through. Yeah.
to start while
He's
they're out
progressing
trying
well.
to figure out the lawn mowing. You have
Yeah.
a practical
Air
application.
conditioning, inside.
She's using her skills.
I'm using my skills,
Yeah.
Well, now
little skills.
also,
Few
see
skills.
what I've been taking this ginkgo brano stuff to make me remember things. I just remembered it must be working. I
yes.
remembered all of a sudden that you also did something with, was it Trace Atkins
Yeah,
at the Opryland Christmas time, right?
yeah. He had.
Sorry, did you say ginkgo brano? We can't move on too
Yeah.
quickly from that. What is this?
If you Google that, I don't know what you'll find, but it makes you really smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds
It
amazing.
lights up the other parts of your brain that went out when the bulbs burn out. But
Wow.
That's a
Like
food
mushrooms
though,
almost.
isn't that a diet, a ginkgo diet?
no, man, it's
It's
something
a-
good for you. It grows on, I think, some kind of grows on a tree. Maybe I'm not sure.
I've heard.
Comes
of
out of the ground.
It's a something you ingest
Yes.
though.
Yeah, like mushrooms.
Ginkgo.
Yeah.
What do we think about mushrooms?
That's
I don't
probably
know.
that may be the
Hey, this is a
reason.
Joe Rogan type show.
That's probably the reason I needed it. Yeah, it was from my younger days.
Once again, didn't address the question, and I don't remember it. But I just
Trace
had
Atkins,
to.
you were
Oh, wait a
asking
minute.
about
Oh,
Trace
It was Trace Atkins.
He ran his.
Yeah.
Yes.
The King's Gift, which is his Christmas album. He ran 2 Christmas seasons at Opryland. And he did a live show. It was a dinner show, so...
But weren't you over his strings?
Yeah, so I was in charge of the string section, making sure
That's very impressive
everyone
now.
showed up on time and making sure they had their music. And
It's
That
very
sounds
impressive.
very
It was
difficult, too.
It wasn't so bad. No, I mean, the string players are lovely.
Oh, they're all professionals, probably.
No,
Like,
they're lovely.
like
they're cool.
me and Lee.
The most difficult thing was the traffic,
No.
just getting there during the holidays.
No, I
the
mean-
traffic's bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Lee. I didn't mean
That's
it.
all.
No, that's
I
okay.
mean, I should just.
That's all right.
But well, that's really fascinating. I always just, the strings, viola, violin, or fiddle is just to me they get a hold of your emotions and your endorphins better than most instruments. I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Like ginkgo.
Like yeah,
That's right.
if you take some ginkgo Bueno, like I do, I think that maybe it's Saturday Night Live where I saw that advertised, but
The name just changed? Is it? What did you call it this time?
I call it ginkgo Bueno.
Oh, it is. Okay, it's
It
still
really
yeah.
fires up the ginkgos.
Yeah, he also had some cereal. I don't know
Ginkgo
what I'm talking
Bueno was the drummer for Iron Maiden, as I remember. Wasn't that Ginkgo McBrain?
right.
Never
Sounds
mind.
right.
That
That
was
sounds right.
Never mind.
I think that's right.
Edit.
Well,
I'm pretty
everybody's.
sure that's right.
Bad joke.
I need to hurry up and set up a website. Yeah, for my ginkgo Bueno. I think I'm going to have to invent that actually.
Ginkgo Bueno. That's a great rock and roll name, though.
It is kind of
Ginkgo Bueno.
That's actually a cool band name.
It is a cool
I
band
really
name.
like that.
You know, too bad that
Well,
wasn't in the mix when you guys
would have
were-
won
Brano's
undoubtedly.
dope.
Yeah, it would have. Not that your name is bad, but I'm just saying.
It's not as good as that.
But
But
it could be a nice COVID change.
yeah,
I think I might just do a little thing, like a little project. Do you want in on it?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
We're going solo here.
Yeah.
Going
It's
duo?
just a different band. It's not really solo.
Oh, all right. Well,
Going.
it's a side excursion.
Brano.
It's a step down. It's
Ginkgo
from the
Brano.
It can be
trio
whatever
to
you
the
want it
duo.
to be, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
With a name like that.
yeah.
Well, it kind of has to be a little psychedelic, probably.
There's a Paul McCartney song, "Wino Junko," from like one of his albums. I don't know what that has to do, but it has the same
That's a
ring.
great
Yeah, it
band
has
name
the
as
same
well.
cadence. Same cadence.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I got to play with some of my buttons over here. Wait,
Yeah.
say that one more time, Lee. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love the affirmation.
He just walked on the stage and he didn't even say anything yet.
Yeah, I love that. That's like, you rock stars. All you have
ideal.
to do is walk on the stage and you get
Right.
the applause.
That's right.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
It is.
It's amazing.
When it happens,
That
yeah.
has never happened
fills
to
us.
us.
It fills our souls.
Well,
That happens after, at the end.
Well, that's when it should happen.
The beginning
At
would
least.
be rad.
At least. And I'm sure you get that adoration every time you perform.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we do.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good feeling.
it is a good feeling. So we started talking earlier, though, before we got sidetracked, about some of your earlier influences. It's always interesting to hear what a musician or a band's earlier influences are. What put you on track and say, I want to do that. So what were some of your early influences?
Definitely Yellow Card.
Yellow Card.
All
You
right.
just
So
said that?
obscure.
I did no.
All right,
it's-
here we
It
go.
is the truth. I will just say the truth. So I listened when I was a kid. I was allowed to listen to country radio, and then I would sneak listen to pop radio.
Okay.
So whatever, I only know songs that are on the radio. So I didn't hear a lot of older music because I don't know.
Except for the really old, like classical music.
Yeah, I heard classical music because I would put my socks on and pretend I was a ballerina, and that's just what little girls do.
Ballerino.
No, is a girl.
now, was that like Max's, what'd you say, your uncle or something?
Your grandfather.
My great grandfather.
Grandpa, okay.
was a ballerina.
Yeah, ballerina.
that-
But yeah,
All right,
just
so
anything that
Yellow
was on-
Card.
I had a crush on this guy in high school, and he was just saying how radical and how amazing it was that this band had a violin. So I learned all the violin parts.
That's a real reason.
Yellow
That's the real
Card.
thing.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a place on Ocean
It's like that
Avenue
early.
when they used to sit and
Oh,
talk
stop,
with
please.
you. We were both
Yeah.
16 and
Moving
it felt
on.
So right, sneaking all day, staying at the.
Okay, this is where people get annoyed.
I know, but
You just use that, cut that, and that could be your intro music from now on.
Yeah, we're gonna boot.
I've got it.
they
I've already
don't
got it.
depend
Yeah.
Rare
on mad
unreleased.
royalty.
It was that little period of time where, what did you even
Punk
call?
rock.
Yeah,
was
but
like
it wasn't
pop
good punk.
It was pop punk
It was
rock.
pop punk.
It wasn't
was-
yacht rock, was it?
No, it was
No,
like
it
early
wasn't yacht rock.
2000, early 2000s.
It was early 2000s.
Like
music.
yesterday, really.
Yeah, early on.
Right.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Right. What were we in, like junior high? Were we, junior high when that happened?
No,
Wow.
that was junior high school. Those are the years that imprint musicality.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that's
So
what I was
as
listening to.
as heavily influenced by Yellow Card as this band is,
No, Emily's saying that as a teenager, but you listen to classical music all the time.
No, a little bit, kind of. Not really till high school or till college.
Wow, I'm learning new things here.
No, I mean, we had a few, like, we had Handel's Messiah, that album, on vinyl. My parents would play a few vinyl things. Swan Lake, Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, The Nutcracker, just Fury, a couple piano.
Yeah.
My mom would play piano when she was cooking.
Debussy.
Yes, it's pronounced apparently Debussy and not Debussy.
Really?
We were corrected by an Englishman.
Yes.
I love the fact that we can be so educational and share this kind of little known information.
Kinda what
with
this
our
show's all
audience.
about.
That's
Debussy.
Debussy.
You know,
Debussy.
Debussy.
Don't be so Debussy, okay?
Very fussy.
Yes.
So anyway, those were just a few classical influences. When I got to college, I was way behind. But when I got to college, I shut everything else off and I was just classical because I was going to be in an orchestra. And I was ashamed that I had grown up on country music and
Cheetos.
pop music. Yes. Okay, but you know what? There is some good stuff in there. Also,
Yeah, I just feel smarter knowing that that you didn't get motivated to learn to read all the music. I mean,
I had to,
because
otherwise
I
I
got
would've
so bored.
flunked.
I tried it when I was younger, and I just zoned out. It was like maybe I had that ADD thing again that we talked about on the last episode. But yeah, that's just great that you can play like you do, and you were already doing that probably before you learned to read, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm sure my teacher would have loved if I learned how to read, but he was you know what? If I would have had a teacher that made me learn read music and was like made me do this and made me do that, I think I would have hated it. It was just violin was like a little. It was just a thing I did. It was a little hobby. It wasn't my whole life. I played soccer and I wanted to have a boyfriend and I wanted, it was just another little thing. It wasn't a serious thing. And then
I think if you have as good of an ear as she does, that you can convince your teacher you're reading, it's probably going to be a more useful skill down the road than reading.
Well, I remember the last time you were at our house or the station somewhere. You guys started talking. I was listening to you, and I think it was Daniel. He was talking about some. You just heard some chord or some note, and you said, "Oh, that is a," blah, blah, blah. It's like whatever it was. It wasn't just your typical major or minor chord. It was something else. I thought, wow.
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought he just heard that and figured that out. That's pretty
Of the
impressive.
three in the band, I'm usually the one that's saying stuff like that. I mean,
oh my God.
that was lie.
Because after you guys left,
Now
I
these
felt-
guys are they're both a lot better at. I feel like you both. Emily has perfect pitch.
No, I don't.
Max has
I don't.
really good pitch.
Yeah, you guys
I have
all.
my voice. Daniel, you have a way better voice than me.
I have pitch.
Daniel has like pitch with his voice really well.
Well, yeah, you guys all.
I grew up playing guitar my whole life, so I can hear like if it's a C note on a guitar, I can hear that just
right.
because I know it. Like I just know it so well. It's just ingrained.
Emily
in my head.
Emily can walk by an air conditioner and say what the note is.
That's
So.
not true. Please don't.
No,
do
it's
it.
true. You've done
That's
that with me.
that's a great
That's
talent
crazy.
to have.
She
The air-
has serious.
Turn on the AC, Billy.
Yes, turn it on.
People always put me on the spot when you say stuff like that, and then I'm typically sometimes I'm a half a step off.
Oh wow.
Well,
That's
half of
horrible.
That's not perfect.
Where do you
pitch.
go? Where do you go
embarrassing.
from there?
I'm wrong.
I'm always a
You're
quarter
humming
of a
along
step.
to the air conditioning.
I don't.
I don't understand.
We're really stuck on this air conditioning thing.
No, but I'm just saying you.
Like there's a note.
What note is
and
that?
Remember how Ben Folds had the guitarish drums?
Yes.
We're thinking about doing a straw of air conditioners. A conditioner straw.
You probably
know what I mean?
could add that in somehow
like pedal tones,
and
just-
treat it in such a way. That would be good. Experimental
The whole
nature
show.
of the
Hey.
music.
Hey, I know what. How about just by
That would be
memory? Can you
scary.
tell me what was the monks in the Monty Python? They were like whapping themselves in the head as they.
Oh, in Monty Python.
Yeah. What is that? That's what I thought Daniel was doing for a minute.
Obscure reference.
Yeah, she's on that.
movie.
We just watched. That's a quarantine watch, so we just
I grew
rewatched
up on that
Yeah.
movie.
Oh,
I've never understood that movie.
You,
well, you're not supposed to.
no,
It's
it's
silliness.
deep.
This is
Silliness.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, Daniel, you got to get a little over.
That's
It's pretty
slapstick
deep.
stuff. I just have never
That's
gotten.
great.
Not Daniel, but I mean Max. I'm sorry. Max. Daniel already knows it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Max and Daniel, now, what are your influences? What did you wean yourself up with musically?
You want to go or you want me to go?
Go for it, man.
Go for it, man.
Well, the first live show I ever went to was Foo Fighters acoustic tour at Chicago Theater,
That's a good one.
and it blew me out of the water. There was a violinist there,
Naturally.
and yeah, that was the first time that I was completely enamored with live performance. And I was an athlete my whole life. I had
We
just
know.
started playing music.
Braggart.
I'm an athlete. No, not anymore. Not anymore. There was a time. I think I had just started playing music. I was always in love with music, but
Good thing you didn't do that athlete thing. They don't pay much.
Yeah, because music really pays
right,
off.
right.
Yeah.
Music is where the money's at.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick joke here because I use my bad joke. But okay, we had some friends that this year they did their tax or their accountant said, "Hey, y'all saved $285 by not touring." I got to use my butt.
That's good and so true.
That's so funny.
So I mean, yeah,
So the Foo Fighters.
that show in particular, I do like the Foo Fighters. You know, they're not. It's not like they're my favorite band in the world, but my buddy at the time really liked them, and I liked them enough, and so we went. And there's something about like the live show that is really does it for me. I like records, but in my mind, there are less good records than there are great live bands. At least the way that I connect with music. So it was really, I think, the live thing that got me like, oh wow, this is really cool. At the time, there's no way I ever would have thought I could be a musician, but it was really exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was it the reaction from the crowd or was it the energy? What was it about the show?
I never really cared about the crowd because sports had that.
That's true.
And so I never, to this day, I don't really care that much about like the response of the crowd. It's all about the music itself. And their show just like took me to a different planet. And that's all I cared about then. And I think that's probably really all I care about to this day. Like if we have an amazing show
Yeah.
or an amazing rehearsal, like there could be one person. It's nice to have people respond to your music, but that is not like the drug for me. It's just performing it really well and being able to like experience it while you're performing. And not every performance is that way, but good ones are.
He gets very angry when we have a bad show.
Oh yeah. Really angry.
Just puts me in a bad mood.
Really?
But not purposefully. It's just it's a thing that I can't help. I just
Do you pout?
probably
Big time.
probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not proud
Oh
of it.
yeah.
I'm not proud of it, but that probably happens.
Well, you know.
He just gets mad and just goes on rants.
He just walks away.
Really.
He'll just walk away.
You could tell it's a bad show. 'Cause
What's the
He's
ride
not
back
dancing
in,
with
in,
us.
in,
Em and I are
in the
trying-
van after the
happened.
show? If you-
Quiet.
Oh, he's just
Quiet?
quiet. Yeah.
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 It's quiet.
I
Is
mean,
there
we're
any
all
weeping?
kind of mad.
Do you weep?
No, there's no weeping. It's more
Silent
anger.
weeping.
Gnashing
Anger,
of teeth.
I'd be the same way, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly the same way.
It's
Yeah.
usually like if the sound is bad or
Yeah.
something, or if the venue is bad, it makes our performance worse. You know, because you read the room, you play to the room. Usually,
It's the athlete in me that will never go away. It's performance. I want to
Yeah.
have a good night, you know.
yeah.
I can't rid myself of that.
Some
Just
of our
the way
best
it is.
performances are the weirdest gigs, though. Like
Yeah.
that one in Florida, when we stayed up all night the night before
Yeah.
in Birmingham. You remember?
That was a
Someone
nightmare.
wanted to show us Birmingham.
Emily
'cause
drove
we
us,
played,
and
we played a show.
that
in
means we
Birmingham.
almost die.
That does not.
Em doesn't drive
Yeah.
the van very often.
don't-
She's a great driver, though.
As
That's
long as
because
it's a
they
car.
enjoy it so much that I would rather just
That was
sit there.
terrible.
But anyway, Daniel and I were pretty much gone. We were wasted.
I was not happy. That was a bad night.
Wow.
It was a great night. If you're
No, no,
listening
no,
out
the
there,
music was
thank
good.
you for taking us out. What
Yeah.
a wonderful night it was, but I was very tired.
See me, I was energetic. I was like, let's stay out late. The gig that night was good. That you weren't saying that it was.
The
a bad
show was
gig.
amazing.
The show was awesome.
And
so they were
the
like,
people we
What
stayed
was
with.
take you
bad?
out.
What was bad?
No,
then?
the
I'm
people that we
confused.
stayed with were amazing. They took us out, and we didn't go back until 6 a.m. And we had
We stayed
another
out, like,
show. We had
to bar
another
hopping and
show,
stuff.
like multiple states away, in the afternoon the next day, not even
Oh
the
my
evening.
gosh.
I did
That's
not go
what was
out.
bad.
I slept.
So we were like,
for you.
Daniel and I were so like just sleep deprived.
Which
and
you're sleep
we
deprived
probably,
in general on tour, but that was a whole nother level.
We probably had an overhang. Like we were
An
probably
overhang.
Yeah, whatever you call that.
That's what we were calling it
An
at the time.
overhang.
That's how hungover we were. Is we were calling it an
Well,
overhang.
why can't you be responsible like this young lady here? Really, shame on you.
No,
It
we
was
weren't.
more-
Someone
It
was
was
showing us their
indulging.
town.
It was
They were proud
indulging.
of their town.
It was indulging the person that took us in for the night.
Till 6 a.m.?
And the reason we were staying there is
Yeah.
because the venue, I won't name any names,
Right.
didn't make it clear that there were not accommodations, and it
Yeah.
seemed pretty clear that there were.
The night
and then we
of.
played the show, and it was a great show. And then we kind of got the vibe that there weren't accommodations.
So we were homeless for a
And
night.
there was one fan who was like over the top, and we're like, "Hey, we don't have a place to stay."
No, I
And
think she
they-
asked us. I think she was like,
Maybe.
offered.
I was not even going to reveal the gender, but okay. Why don't we just say the name? No. So anyways,
it
she
was
was
fun.
amazing. She was
Yeah,
amazing. It was a lot of fun. It was just, I was very tired, and I was promised actually on multiple occasions that that an Uber was being called. And instead, we just walked all the way home and hit every bar on the way. So
Well, wait a
it was
minute
a
now.
fun
This
night.
person that was taking you around.
they were showing us their town.
But
you know?
didn't they have a car? Why
nope,
did you have
no,
to?
we were walking.
Oh, a walking tour of the town.
No one was driving that.
Yeah, no one was driving. But it was really cool. The whole reason why I even brought that up is because we were talking about the experience of a show, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really depend on if there's a massive crowd or not.
Right.
We went to this place in the middle of the day on a Sunday in Florida, and it was just this random gig somehow we got. It was like an open mic thing. And we sat there, and there's this old dude who came up to the mic, and he played this old song from
it was amazing.
taken from the cupboard of like 1930 something.
Wow.
And he had written it, and we just sat in the back
I wept.
crying.
It was
I
amazing.
wept.
So you
so
were
good.
weeping
We were
profusely.
crying,
I
not
wept.
because it was so beautiful.
There was
And
weeping.
It was just the weirdest little crowd, but it was this old hall that like Hank Sr. played.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
acoustics were
Wow.
The acoustics were amazing,
They were
and it was
perfect.
just like we're in the middle of a Sunday. It was
That
like
building's
there was maybe
destroyed now.
15 people there, and we played.
that
and-
building got destroyed by a hurricane.
Yeah, hurricane destroyed that building. By the way.
God.
Yeah.
It was an old dance hall.
Well, now
Like,
that
you
we're
know,
all
from
just
back
totally bummed out.
But
Well, what do you
anyways,
expect?
no,
I'm
but
the
it,
guy that's got to bring it. Hey, we can't get too
Come
high.
on, Daniel.
Come on.
anyways,
Bring it down.
It was we played, and it was just we really like felt it. I think.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it's
speaking
great.
for myself. Like it was just one of those shows where you feel
Anytime
so
you're
heavily.
that sleep deprived,
Yeah.
you're going to be emotional.
Yeah.
You've been
Yeah,
on a
of
plane
course.
forever.
Yeah.
You cry at every movie. It's the same
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
But
I mean-
that doesn't mean
cry
you
in
don't
movies.
feel it, and you're
It's
not.
embarrassing, but
Yeah.
I do sometimes.
Have you ever sat next to someone and you know you're about to watch a movie, you're going to cry, and you just have to
My
explain?
wife.
No, a stranger, and you just have to explain that everything's
Yeah.
okay. You're just going to be crying for the next couple.
Well, they don't let you explain it because you're in the movie. It's like, shh, you
But
can't
no.
explain it. They just,
When
they're
you, when
just
you,
hoping I won't grab their popcorn or something. I don't know.
I was curious. Okay, so this is the way a lot of people, I guess, goes out this way. And I think if you're going to go play and you hadn't, preparation, of course, gives you confidence. I mean, so when you went to play, did you not have confidence, or did you, after being up all night?
After a bad show, you mean?
Well, I mean,
This specific time.
yeah. I'm just saying in general. Say if you're not prepared, you don't feel like you really had time to rehearse, or you was up on that party, or you, in your case, the situation you had. I mean,
I don't think so.
I guess if you rehearse enough, I guess you
We were
pull it off.
so rehearsed for that tour. We could have done it literally in our sleep. So I think that part was fine.
It was a low pressure gig too. It's like it
It was
just
very
a
low
random,
pressure.
Oh yeah.
It's not like we were in some big city.
It was a
with
filler
massive
date
crowd.
that ended up being one of the best shows of the tour.
Oh,
Well, let's hope so you don't get pouty.
That's right.
We don't want to see you pouty.
Well, Max was yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask Max. We've asked about early influences.
Yeah, that's
other
what-
than the ballerino. What was yours?
So I grew up playing music with my two brothers, actually.
Okay.
Like I actually sang a song for them earlier. It was our first song when we wrote when I was 6 years old.
Oh,
So
Don't
like
be late
I
for
always
the
had a guitar in my
show.
hands. My brother played drums. My other brother played bass. And so we listened to rock and roll. We listened to like Boston, Led Zeppelin, a little closer. A bunch of bands like that.
Yeah.
Van Halen. we
okay,
loved.
sure.
But Yeah, I took a lot of classical guitar lessons growing up, so finger picking was a heavy influence for me. And when I was a teenager, I really got into the Beatles, to Radiohead. Actually, Andrew Bird I discovered when I first moved here to Nashville, and I loved him. I fell in love with him, and that was during his Noble Beast album. So I'd say like usually my teenage years, actually Led Zeppelin really was later. I didn't listen to that when I was a kid. That's kind of what really defined what I love in music, I think. And I'm still discovering music to today. I mean, I love finding new artists and new things like the Flying Burrito Brothers.
They're
artists
not
like
new,
that.
but they're great.
What's that?
The Flying Burrito Brothers aren't new.
No, new for me.
New for you.
New for
Hey,
me,
actually,
yeah.
the Flying Burrito Brothers, my
Great.
buddy Larry Patton is playing. We have one show next month. Hopefully, he's doing okay. But
No
yeah,
way.
yeah, he was toured with them.
Oh,
He's going to be
cool.
here with a
That's awesome.
group called
Yeah.
the Sidemen.
Anyways, you find diamonds like
They
that,
are good.
especially
Oh,
right now.
they're
It's so
great.
easy to
They're
discover artists. you know.
Forefront of Americana. Before there was an Americana, it was the Flying Burrito Brothers and the Byrds and
Right.
Poco and
And who introduced me to them was actually Ryan Adams. I listened to a podcast.
Oh,
of
really?
course. Yeah, and he was like I heard him talking about the Flying Burrito Brothers, and he was telling a story how he got introduced to them because it's such a bizarre name, and that's like an early influence for him. And I was listening to him at the time because I was kind of just discovering him. So I love just like getting into the worlds of artists that maybe I wouldn't necessarily listen to, you know. So we talk about this all the time, like. Nothing's off the table genre-wise. Like as a receiver of music, even if it seems like complete shit music when you at first listen, there's probably a world there that you just don't understand. You don't understand the nuance of it.
Yeah.
And once you actually understand the nuance of that world, it can be brilliant. Yeah. So I always try to discover new things that I'm maybe not comfortable with.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're about to wrap it up here.
Oh, there
And
was a
I was-
dead air.
Was that a
Not good,
5-minute
not good.
thing? I was like a
It's 4 actually.
It's
Hold it,
4
4
minutes.
oh,
Sorry.
4. Wow, not even 5.
I did want to mention one thing. Due to the COVID, we're getting spread out, so there's a little echo in here in this podcast because we're all spread out in this giant, huge auditorium.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, Lee, I was just gonna.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Professionalism.
We got to do a
comes into
professional
play
wrap
now.
up here.
Yeah.
'Cause these
You
guys-
know, it's really great having you all here. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks.
thank you.
when are you heading back? Or are you going to continue doing some other shows? You're going back to Nashville later?
No, this is just a one-off.
Wow.
Yeah, they're an
came out.
experiment.
Came out here for you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
A few gigs next month.
I do want to say though, I've booked hundreds of artists and seen, and I think you guys though just need, once if folks discover you guys, I mean, it's kind of sticks, like Velcro or glue or whatever. So I mean, because
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you
right
so
now,
much. Thank
we
you for
did,
saying that.
cut the audience back for this show, but it would have been sold out, I'm sure if it wasn't for that. But
Oh, that's sweet.
Next
yeah.
time.
We love playing the station.
I
It's
just-
an amazing
Yeah, it's
venue.
fun.
What you're doing here is so cool.
Oh yeah, the station, miserstation.com is our website for the station where you guys are playing tonight. And then this podcast that me and my buddy wordsmith Lee Zimmerman, he is a professional. I was just joking earlier. I was talking about musician wise. He plays the drums a bit, right?
Yeah, I do. I had to learn music.
Yeah, we both play a little music, so that's what I was referring
Oh,
to. but-
you can find us at wildeyesband.com.
There you go.
There it
There
is.
you go. And
There's
what's
the
the
plug.
name of the new record? The new record.
I'm not sure
We haven't
yet.
come up with a name
It
for
is
it yet.
They
unnamed.
haven't come up. Oh, wow.
It is unnamed.
There's no date for it
What's
yet.
the
It's
name
not
of
even
the
done being
album?
tracked.
Let's tell them. What's the name of the album? The first.
The first one is Beauty and Sadness.
Okay.
You
so
can find
check
it on
that
any
out.
streaming
Yes.
platform.
Yes.
and it's on vinyl, right?
It's on vinyl for sale. It's
Yeah,
on
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
CD form.
Yeah, I think I have
We're on
the vinyl.
Spotify,
We're on all the
Amazon
things.
Music,
All
Apple
the stuff.
Music.
And it's
Find us
very
on
reasonable.
Facebook.
Very reasonably
YouTube.
priced on your website too. I think it's $9.99.
Oh, good. Perfect.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
Yeah. All right,
Reasonably
well,
priced.
Lee, you want to sing Happy Trails and take us away, or do you just want me to do this bumper music?
But do the bumper music, but tune in again. We'll keep having exceptional artists as our guests on
.com.
mybackstagepass.com.
Yeah, that's where we're at. So, catch you guys next time. Adios.
Amigos.